The abandoned radio station stood like a skeletal sentinel, its once bright sign now a faded echo of its former glory. The wind howled through the empty halls, its mournful sighs punctuated by the creaking of rusty hinges and the groan of corroded metal. In the darkness, the only sound was the soft hum of decaying machinery. The building's facade seemed to loom over the desolate landscape like a ghostly apparition, its windows like empty eyes staring back at the living. The air was heavy with the scent of decay and rot, a noxious miasma that clung to the skin like a damp shroud. The trees surrounding the station appeared to twist and writhe in the flickering moonlight. Shadows danced across the walls, like dark fingers scratching at the very fabric of reality. The wind died down, and an oppressive silence fell over the station, as if the very presence of the building was a harbinger of doom. In the distance, the faintest whisper of static crackled through the air, a faint promise of life in a place where death had long since taken hold. But on certain nights, when the moon hung low in the sky, the radio station seemed to come alive. A faint glow emanated from the windows, as if the machinery inside was slowly stirring, like a sleeping beast awakening from a centuries-long slumber. The air was filled with an eerie, pulsing energy, as if the very atmosphere was being manipulated by some unseen force. Rumors had long circulated about the station's troubled past, whispers of strange occurrences and unexplained events that had driven the original staff mad. Some said the building was cursed, a place where the veil between the worlds was thin and the living were not welcome. Others claimed to have heard the faintest whispers of a voice, a soft, raspy tone that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. As the night wore on, the whispers grew louder, a maddening susurration that seemed to seep into the very marrow of the bones. It was as if the station was calling out, beckoning some unknown presence to come and unlock its secrets. The wind began to pick up again, whipping the trees into a frenzy as the darkness seemed to coalesce into a living, breathing entity. People began to disappear, drawn by the station's siren song like moths to a flame. Some were heard screaming, their voices cut short by an unseen force. Others vanished without a trace, leaving behind only the faintest hint of their presence, like a whispered promise of what was to come. The police were baffled, unable to explain the strange occurrences or the eerie feeling that seemed to cling to the station. Like a shroud, they avoided the place, fearful of what might happen if they delved too deep into its mysteries. But one brave soul, a young journalist named Sarah, was determined to uncover the truth behind the station's cursed broadcasts. As she stepped inside, the air seemed to thicken around her, like a physical presence that pushed her back. The whispers grew louder, a cacophony of sound that seemed to come from all directions at once. She fumbled for her recorder, her hands shaking as she pressed the play button. The voice on the other end was low and raspy, a soft, whispery tone that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. It spoke of dark secrets and forbidden knowledge, of ancient rituals and mysterious powers. Sarah felt her blood run cold as she realized that she was listening to something that was not of this world. As she listened, transfixed, the voice began to change, its tone growing more urgent, more desperate. It spoke of something coming, something that would unlock the station's deepest secrets and unleash a horror beyond comprehension. And then, just as suddenly, the voice was gone, leaving behind only the faintest hint of its presence, like a whispered promise of what was to come. And in that moment, Sarah realized that she was not alone. Something was watching her, a presence that seemed to be coalescing from the very shadows themselves. The air was filled with an oppressive, crushing weight, as if the very fabric of reality was about to tear apart. And then, just as she screamed, the lights went out, plunging the station into darkness.